Manchester United's decision to keep Tom Heaton is a small but interesting one, because it shows the club still values experience inside the dressing room, not just on the pitch. Heaton is 40 years old, but age has not stopped United from considering him important enough to offer another year, especially as the club looks to balance youth, leadership, and depth in the goalkeeper department. According to the report, Fabrizio Romano says Heaton has accepted the offer, so the move is now expected to go through smoothly. What makes this update notable is the way it reflects United's changing thinking over the course of the season. At one point, the expectation was that Heaton would leave when his contract expired, along with other senior players, and that plan was publicly linked to wider squad changes. But United later shifted their stance, with reports indicating that coaching staff had pushed for a different outcome and that the club was willing to keep Heaton around for another season. That kind of U-turn suggests that, behind the scenes, the veteran goalkeeper is seen as more valuable than his limited number of appearances might suggest. Heaton has not played much competitive football for Manchester United in recent years, but his influence appears to go beyond match action. Reports have said he has been a respected and vocal presence in the dressing room, someone younger players can rely on for guidance and professionalism. In modern football, that kind of role matters more than ever, especially in a squad filled with young players and changing dynamics. Clubs often talk about leadership, but players like Heaton are the ones who help set standards every day in training, in the dressing room, and around the squad. Another reason United may be happy to keep him is the stability he provides in the goalkeeping group. The article refers to United's goalkeeping department and suggests Heaton will remain part of the setup alongside newer options. Even if he is not starting regularly, having an experienced backup can be important across a long season, particularly when injuries, rotation, or squad development come into play. For a club like Manchester United, where expectations are always high, a dependable and experienced third-choice or support goalkeeper can still be a useful asset. There is also a broader context to this deal. Heaton originally came back to United in 2021 after many years away from the club, having started his career there before moving on elsewhere. Since returning, he has not become a regular first-team figure, but he has remained part of the squad and has reportedly built a strong reputation internally. That makes this extension feel less like a surprise signing and more like United rewarding professionalism, continuity, and influence within the group. It is the kind of move that does not create big headlines in the same way as a major transfer, but it can still help shape the culture of a team. The timing of the extension is also interesting because it comes at a moment when United are still sorting out multiple parts of the squad. The article frames Heaton's future as one piece of a wider decision-making process at Old Trafford, where the club must decide which older players to retain and which areas need fresh investment. Keeping Heaton for another year could also buy the club more time to plan the next step in the goalkeeping department without forcing an immediate replacement decision. In that sense, it is both a football decision and a squad management decision. For Heaton himself, a new contract until June 2027 means another season at one of the biggest clubs in the world, and possibly a continued transition toward a mentoring or hybrid role in the future. One earlier report suggested that United had even been considering a player-coach style arrangement for him, which would fit his age, experience, and standing in the dressing room. That idea makes sense when you look at his career stage. Heaton is no longer being judged primarily on how many games he can play, but on how much he can contribute to the environment around the team. This is also the kind of move that reflects how top clubs manage veterans. Not every contract extension is about long-term on-field output. Sometimes it is about maintaining a standard, preserving continuity, and keeping trusted figures around younger players. In Heaton's case, the balance appears to favor experience and character over minutes on the pitch. United seem to believe that his presence still has real value, and Romano's update suggests the agreement is now effectively done. There is a clear football logic behind that. Young goalkeepers need guidance, older defenders often appreciate reliable communication behind them, and managers value players who understand the culture of the club. A veteran goalkeeper who knows the environment can be helpful even if he spends most of the season on the bench. Heaton fits that profile well, and that may be why United have been willing to reverse course and keep him on. The wider takeaway from the story is simple. Manchester United are not only looking at talent and transfer value, but also at character, experience, and squad balance. Heaton's extension is not a blockbuster announcement, but it says something about how the club wants to shape its dressing room going forward. For supporters, the update may not change much on match day, but it does show that United still see a role for trusted senior professionals in the squad. At the end of the day, this is a deal built on trust and utility. Tom Heaton may not be the face of Manchester United's future, but he remains part of the present, and the club has decided that his presence is worth keeping for one more year. According to Romano, the agreement has been accepted and the new contract should keep him at Old Trafford until June 2027.